Hello again. Welcome to the study. Iniquities like a heavy burden, taken from Psalms 38 and verse 4. Iniquities like a heavy burden. What can this possibly mean? Well, one of the first things you notice in Palestine is you could scarcely believe your eyes was the enormous loads carried by people, by the porter, if you will. His piled up burden often extends far beyond his head. After the burden has been placed on the porter's shoulders, he cannot easily lay it down until he has reached his destination. So it's all or nothing at all. When he becomes desperately weary and must have a little rest, he calls a wayfarer, and the latter stoops down under the load for a few minutes, takes the weight of burden from the weary porter, gives him a short rest. Well, this is what we've talked about in Galatians chapter 6 and verse 2. He says, bear one another's burdens. What it means is in the same chapter, in the fifth verse, we read, for every man shall bear his own burden. That sounds like a contradiction, but not really. In our Greek New Testament, in verse 2, we have the word baros, meaning the very heavy burden like the porter carries. In verse 5, we have this word photon, the light burden that any person might carry in his hand. The Word of God is telling us that Christians must be ready to get under anyone's heavy burden, another's heavy burden, and give him a little rest. He must now throw off his own lawful burdens upon others. He must carry the light ones alone. There are times when we see people under a heavy, heavy burden, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, in all ways. And sometimes we see, we don't act. Sometimes we are aware of something someone's going through, and oftentimes all we do is touch them on the shoulder and saying, we're with you, brother, we're with you. Well, sometimes it takes more than that. Sometimes it takes going the extra mile. Taking a little load off of a brother sometimes causes friendships to grow. We know what that means. We understand. All of us at oftentimes of our life have those incredibly heavy burdens that lay upon our shoulders, and sometimes we need a little help. So I hope that makes sense to you. Be blessed, be safe. We'll see you on the next one. And don't forget, when somebody's carrying something heavy, they may just need just a few moments of rest. Help him with his burden.